Hi everyone, welcome back. So, you've written your first novel, let's assume, I know I have, and now to try to get it published. So there are many different routes available to a writer to become a published author. I'm starting with I guess what you call the traditional route. I'm looking for an agent to represent me to then send my story, my novel, out to publishing houses on my behalf. Wow. I'm so lucky to have a brilliant mentor. This won't be a tutorial on what to do because I am learning. I'm winging it by the seat of my pants, skin of my teeth, whatever the bloody expression is. I'm really lucky to have a good friend in Jacqueline Ward. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put her link in the comment section. Fabulous author, brilliant mentor, great friend. She's the one who's been guiding me through this part of the process and beyond. More the fool her. You can't just send your book to an agent unsolicited. Some do request the full manuscript. Most don't. Most want either first 3 chapters, first 50 pages, first 10,000 words. Some of them want it double spaced. Some of them don't. They all want it in either Word or PDF. And they're all different. But on top of the manuscript or parts thereof, you need to send them a synopsis. And the synopsis, which is either 1 page or 2 page, single spaced or double spaced, depending on the agent. And that synopsis must be not a chapter list, but it must walk you through the entire novel. And the hardest thing for me was revealing the secrets, the twists, the turns, the shocks. So this isn't something you'd expect to see on a finished product, but this has to walk them through it. And they also want a blurb which highlights the main characters, their ages, their descriptions, and again, all the twists and turns and the shocks, the things that you want to keep hidden for now from your future readers. And that was really hard to let go of, actually. So that's the synopsis and the manuscript or parts thereof. And you also need an elevator pitch. So many of you will get the concept of an elevator pitch, but if you're in a skyscraper and you get in the lift somewhere near the top and you press the ground button, you've got until the lift hits the ground floor to tell somebody about your book. Now, with your elevator pitch, your blurb, and parts of your manuscript, you can't do much with what your first 3 chapters are or first 50 pages, whatever. But if you imagine that every agent out there is getting, so I'm told, roughly 200 unsolicited submissions every week, you need to really try and make yours stand out. And I went through so many iterations and really lucky to have Jackie to review them and to mentor me through and suggest the changes and mainly tell me to let go of my secrets. So I've got all that. I've got a huge 2026 Writers and Artists Yearbook which lists the hundreds of authors, hundreds of agents, and you need to look on the website and find an agent who wants what you're submitting, whose intentions are aligned with yours, and that's obviously just a guess from what they put on their website. So, being a nerd, I've created a spreadsheet of who the agency is, which author within the agency, a list of any formatting requirements, what they want in terms of a manuscript, how they want it sending, and then a list of the kind of books they're interested in reading and the kind of genres they would want to hear about. Annoyingly, there was one I really found that I thought, oh yes, she's the one for me. But by the time I'd finished my spreadsheet and got the first 10 to submit, when I went back into their website again, they were closed for submissions. So it's a timing issue as well. Speaking of timing, I think I sent my first submission about a month back, and I'm now getting into the habit of trying to send one submission a day, so 5 a week from Monday to Friday. And the response times that are advertised are anywhere from 4 weeks to 12 weeks, and that could be just to get a rejection. Once you've got the agent, if I do end up with an agent, it all starts again with the publishers. Minimum 3 months, probably 6 months wait for that. So this idea that I had that I'll write a book, I'll submit it, and I don't know, maybe 2 months' time it'll be on the shelves is just nonsense. I often heard the expression, you're always one book behind, and I can see why. I'd have finished my second one by the time I get a deal on this first one, if I get a deal. There's other routes to go down, and we'll have a talk about that as and when I encounter them. So where am I at? I think I've submitted 14 now, of which I've had 3 responses, all rejections. I don't take that as negative. They've all taken the time to say, my opinions are subjective, it's just not something for me, not something I want to do, not something that clicked with me, but wishing me all the best for finding an agent. So 14 submitted, 3 heard from, and 100% strike fail rate so far. But I'll keep you posted. See you next time.